This is a jacked up video.
But just show you.
Milo, are you okay?
Okay.
Watch out for the smoke screens, the silver lining on the big screen. Things ain't what they seem to be. Beware of the fade.
Hi everybody, and welcome back to iConquer with Najja, Symone. And
I'm Tia Dent.
And I'm Mike Dent.
this is vlog number 5 of our Beauty Can't Save You series. I did want to bring them on because we've been talking about charm and how charm can lead to manipulation and ultimately witchcraft.
All perception.
I discovered that charm was manipulation and connected to witchcraft because God gave man responsibility. You can see that in the scriptures, you can see that from Genesis. And that's very important to God. So when we speak words, as he did, when he speaks, things have to happen. Part of his responsibility is to make sure that his words have action to it so that what he says comes to pass.
Right.
What happens is when you're in a relationship and you speak words that are not quite true because in your heart you don't really mean it. Above all things, the heart is desperately wicked.
Yes.
And it's deceitful.
Yes.
Who can know it? Well, God knows it.
God knows.
Because in Hebrews it talks about the word being sharper than any two-edged sword. It talks about what it divides, and at the end it says, is it a discerner of the intent of the heart?
Yeah.
The word searches your heart. What happens is when you use words or you tell someone something and you have no intent on being responsible enough to back up what you said. So in a relationship, if I got to know you, right, and the first thing I saw about you was your body, right? And you're giving me a hard time because you're probably thinking like, dude, you only want. And so now I'm trying to say things to you to kind of get you out of that thought. When honestly, you're right. All I do want is one thing, right? So I start saying things to you, motivated by my own lust and desires, right? To try to persuade you or coerce you into acting in my own plan, right? That's witchcraft. I use the creative power of my words to create a false reality for you.
That's good.
And then what that false reality does, it's a voice that acts in concert with your thought process. And now you start second guessing yourself. And now maybe I am who I'm telling you I am. Right? And so then what happens a lot of times in these relationships that don't work, we have women who are motivated by the lack thereof. I'm this age, I should be in a relationship. So they start acting like a wife, doing things like a wife, and acting in a responsibility that the person that they're acting on it with may not be able to hold that and reciprocate that.
Before we got married, I definitely was acting like I was his wife. We were together for 3 years, but like nobody really knew that we were together. But I would do things for him as if I was his wife. But he wasn't being responsible with what I was giving him because he didn't put a ring on my finger. He didn't ask me to marry him. He didn't ask me to be his wife. So it was kind of like I don't want to say he manipulated, because at first I wasn't feeling him. I wasn't. And then he backed away. He spoke a couple of words in my life and I was just like, and maybe I do like him. But that was all a part of God's plan anyway, because we were supposed to be together anyway. But what I'm basically saying is that you have to be able to hold the responsibility of the words that come out of your mouth.
Right. And you don't want that. I should be more responsible.
So as Mike continues to share his testimony about how he used to use charm to manipulate women into sexual relationships, as you can hear, Miles really wants his mom, and he distracted us a little bit. But this is a perfect example of how manipulation can take place in a non-sexual manner.
But you see this? This is the manipulation that we're talking
exactly.
about.
Yeah.
You're not going to control this. You're not in control. You will wait. Have patience. Go sit down.
And that's why we manipulate, because we don't have patience.
That's
Seriously.
true.
Especially in relationships. We manipulate a relationship to work in our favor because we don't have patience to wait, I say, on the Lord. Right? So we want what we want. We look at how old we are. We look at how lonely we are. And we say, we're going to make this work. So you do whatever it takes. And you start putting on charm and putting on saying words and word curses and manipulating people. And then you get into a relationship that the foundation is wrong.
Yes.
and then you wonder why it didn't work. Well, it didn't work because the intentions weren't right from the heart in the first place. So that's just my take on the relational aspect. But my wife here, she definitely is a semi-expert on the child aspect, as you have seen earlier.
Can you tell us a little bit about that? Why sometimes in church or, you know, wherever we're at and Miles is here and he might be acting up a little bit and Tia will go, "That's witchcraft." Can you tell us about that?
Sure. So I say that because a lot of times Miles will use his emotions to try to control a situation, especially if he doesn't want to do something or he wants us to do something. He'll try to conjure up feelings that were not even there because there's no tears. It's not real. It's fake. So anytime you conjure up something, it's not of God. So it's witchcraft. The Bible does talk about the sons of God being led by the Spirit of God. So we have to be only led by the Spirit of God within us and not other human beings such as this one right here in our face and the one in the room.
And this is another one of their children. Say hi.
Hi.
Just like they're children of Mike and Tia, we're children of God. And when we, you know, try to manipulate and charm our way in or out of a situation, we could be going against the will of God ultimately. Right. God gave Saul, who was the king, very specific instructions. He altered it in his own way and he felt like this was still pleasing to God. But the truth was that he did not follow the instructions of God. And sometimes that's what we do as children of God. God told Saul that rebellion is as the sin of witchcraft, and it was also said to be divination.
So anytime you try to go against the will of God for your life, if you think that your will is better than what God has for you, and you act in a Luciferian, right? That's how you say it, way, because Lucifer thought that he was better than God.
Yes.
He thought that, you know, he was just as equal with him. But that's not so. God is the greatest power and the greatest, you know, being on the face of the universe. Our will cannot be greater than his. So we have to learn how to submit to his will and let him be in control.
Comment down below. What do you think about this topic? Do you have questions? Should I bring them back? And we continue this conversation. Thanks for watching this video. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Bye. Come, you guys want to take a group photo? Come.
Aubrey, pass me the baby wipe so I can wipe his nose. He looks crazy.
But comment. Oh my God. Also, make sure that you subscribe to iConquer with Najja Symone. Come on, Miles. Let's wave bye to the people.
They need to know you want to be having family and babies.
Oh my God.
This is what happens.
Come this way.